Today on the WTF Crypto Space podcast, we talk Russia, we talk Venezuela, we talk bankers, we talk protesters. We also talk about the resource of the week, and we will celebrate our first year as a podcast. All this and more on the WTF Crypto Space podcast. Stay tuned. You're smart. You know how to listen to suggestion and make your own decisions, right? We're just two Aussie brothers talking shit about cryptocurrency, so do yourself a favor, research the topics before doing anything financially. Now for that banging intro music.
Welcome to WTF is Crypto Space. I'm Brett.
And I am Chad.
This podcast is all about the crypto space.
Shout out.
Hey, look, Chad, I'm going to say shout out to everybody that's listened to us in the last year.
Guys, this is our 1 year anniversary. I think it's paper. I believe it's paper is our anniversary. So it's
great,
weird
Chad. I'll send you something by email. You can print it out. No problem.
Yep, and I'll print it up, put it on my wall, and I won't send you anything as per usual because I forgot it was today. That's a relationship joke for anybody who's in a relationship. Now, Brett, let's talk about the people that have been with us for the entire year. Go.
Okay, so, well, firstly, this week, Chad, I've got Pyrmont and Sydney. I've got Singapore, Dallas, US, Melbourne, Brisbane, Wantanoobi, LA, San Francisco, kicking it. They've got heaps and heaps of ones.
And it's one of the best things about our listeners is that they are not just from Australia, they're not just from America, they're from all around the world. Thank you so much for joining us here and every week. Thank you. If you are joining us every week, guys, don't forget to like us and comment in all the things all the time.
But just look, hey, Chad, for the last year, you said just check out the last year. Here we go. US, Australia, Canada, UK, Singapore, Netherlands, Brazil, Poland, Germany, Sweden. Thanks, guys, for joining us. That is awesome.
Now, I'm going to do this for our 1 year anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the top city who has downloaded us for the entire first year of this podcast. Are you ready? Singapore at number one. They are the number one position for the entire
Legends.
year.
Legends. I feel like we have to go on a trip over there, Chad.
Mate, if you guys are over there, please literally say hello to us in the Facebook group or wherever on Twitter and all that stuff. Say hi because we want to come and stay with you. I love Singapore. We also have Sydney is number 3. Now there is a place I don't know how to say Akokagik in the United States. Akogik. New York is number 4. Per month in Australia, Byron Centre in the United States, Brisbane, Toronto, that's Toronto, Canada, Chicago, Illinois, and Houston. That's our top 10 for the entire year. You guys have been supporting us all year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a huge year, Chad. Absolutely massive.
And we got to look at so much we're planning for this next year. 52 entire episodes. Brett, today's topics for this 1 year anniversary is Russian bank helps Venezuela defy US crypto sanctions. Twitter hashtags to follow. That's from us. Bankers against Bitcoin protesting outside the consensus building. And 4 dApps on the Ethereum network usable right now. Plus a little resource from Brett and a little bit more on our Patreon program. But Brett, let's go straight to Russian bank helps Venezuela defy US cryptocurrencies and their sanctions.
Okay, so Russia, little known Moscow bank whose biggest shareholder are President Nicolas Maduro. He's also looked at 2 state-controlled Russian
companies under these sanctions.
Absolutely, and so it would be the world's first state-backed digital currency.
It's ridiculous. First state-backed digital currency, which is great. But Venezuela needs this shit. They need something to happen over there right now.
You look, they've had massive inflation issues. Their dollars just disappeared into worthlessness. Very good. And worthlessness. And people were having trouble getting basic needs like food and water. I mean, what they were doing was they were going towards the border and transacting across the border using cryptocurrencies
Yeah.
in order to get food supply coming through, because unfortunately the government
US put
let them down.
sanctions on these guys. Remember when Greece went down? And people
No,
in the
Chad,
US...
no one remembers.
No, of course, but the EU, they just threw money at them to prop it up. No one's helping Venezuela. Russia seems to be the only people helping them, and they're just like, here's some money, guys. We know that you guys have no money, literally no existence of currency that's fiat. Here's some money. Go ahead. Let's back this. Screw US, which is kind of like a big poo on the doorstep of the US. So it's interesting that on this move, and it's not just...
You're right, Chad, you should really write these articles. So rather than Russian bank helps Venezuela defy US cryptocurrencies,
Russia poos on the doorstep
dumps.
of US. Yeah. And look, honestly, that poo has has traces of petrol in it. Let's be honest. They drank petrol as a dare. It was weird. But the thing is this is just another thing that Russia's doing to defy the US, which is interesting on a political perspective, not just in the cryptocurrency. So it's interesting.
Okay, so Chad, with Consensus 2018 on us right now over in the States, you've got a huge blow up in Twitter sphere.
Yeah.
What are some of the hashtags that are kicking out there?
So the hashtags, guys, get your phones out right now. Or if you're listening on the phone and you're driving, don't do it. Write this down for later. Or just remember this, but these are just...
You're right, Chad. Hang on. Sorry, I got to correct you again. You said you're in the car.
Yeah.
Don't go and grab your phone now and write down the Twitter handles,
No.
but that's okay. You can write them down.
Whatever you want to do. Look, it's your life. You're living it. We're going to put these hashtags on the actual description. So once you've stopped the bloody car, after you've used your Venezuelan petrol, then write these hashtags. But the hashtags to look up are hashtag explorebitcoin, hashtag bankersagainstbitcoin, and hashtag cryptocurrency, which is where we got this news from. But
wait. What did you say? Hashtag bankers against Bitcoin?
Yes. Bankers against Bitcoin. There's some lovely people with shirts on, thank goodness, because they'd be naked and it'd be illegal. They're standing outside the Consensus building currently, holding a sign that says, and this is a website you can go to as well, bankersagainstbitcoin.org. In fact, you know what? I've gone to that website for you, and I'll read you just the sentence. All right, so it's www.bankersagainstbitcoin.org, and the sentences are as follows. Paragraph 1. As you can probably tell, this protest is meant to be a joke. But this joke today is going to be the reality in the very near future. The protest is representative of what will happen to those industries and companies that fail to understand the time is about to change for them. Legacy industries that have gone unchallenged for decades, let's say millennia, maybe centuries. Millennia is cool too. Oldest profession is prostitution. Will soon begin to see monopolies slip away. The consumer abuse that has been possible due to the lack of competition is over, Mr. Trump. The biggest competitor big banks have ever faced has arrived, and it's not a company or an organization. It's a decentralized technology, and we like to call that thing blockchain. And the turd on that, it's another turd on the front step of the United States of, hang on, let me just quickly check. America. There we go. I said it. They said it. What the hell is this movement and joke all about, Brett? What is it about? Tell me. Go.
No, please keep eating. Keep eating.
Keep eating. Absolutely. I'm going to eat the turd that's on the front doorstep of the United States of America.
Keep reading. Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats.
All right. Well, it will soon no longer be possible to charge the poorest people in the world exorbitant fees to send money back home to support their families. No, they're going to buy the Chad coin. That's right. I'm announcing it right now. The Chad coin. It's going to be awesome. It's going to have my face on it, and it's going to be the 4 letters like the Doge coin. It's going to be worth 0.08 cents US. Better than the Dogecoin. You could buy 2 Dogecoin with the 1 Chad coin. I'm saying it now. No, let's be serious. This is a serious joke. bankersagainstbitcoin.org. They're basically doing this as a sort of a thing to say, listen, dickheads, your money is not worth anything anymore, and you're going to lose it. You better start investing and believing in the Bitcoin, and you're the ones that are going to try and stop me from spending my Bitcoin on my groceries. You bastards. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, and their signs are just brilliant. I loved Save Jamie Dimon.
with him behind bars. It's pretty great. It's also got beautiful things such as RIP Bitcoin, it's time to move on. Washington Post, 2016. That was even before it went fucking crazy. Beware of fake news. Donald Trump. Trust the Bitcoin. Yeah. Bitcoin hits a new all-time high is their counter-argument. So
Chad, this is like saying email is dangerous.
Email is dangerous. It is dangerous. It rots the minds of children.
and unfortunately, Dad keeps spamming everybody.
I've not forwarded a chain message since. I've never forwarded a chain message. I hate them. They suck, right? Because they put viruses in. So emails aren't evil. Bitcoin's not evil. And you know what? Fiat currency is about to go. We're going to have a global economy that's just global, like a global currency, which is what they talked about in my stories as a child. I remember back when I was sitting down in my cave as a 3-year-old thinking about Bitcoin. No, I wasn't. I was thinking about a global love, a love for everyone, where we could communicate in one language, and that language is Bitcoin.
That was beautiful, language. Chad. That was so beautiful.
I know.
Now let's talk about Ethereum.
Let's talk about Ethereum. Fuck Bitcoin. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, 4 impressive Ethereum dApps you can use right now. So Ethereum is obviously one of those, it's the second coolest against Bitcoin. It's kind of like in this group between me and Brett, it's me, I'm Ethereum, Brett's the Bitcoin, he's the cool one. I'm the second coolest. Just by age. So
well, before we get into our 4 things, let's just say, how do we get our Ethereum, Chad? Look, one of the apps to download is MetaMask. MetaMask is a great extension that you can use for the Ethereum blockchain. Powerful tool, and you can access all many of the altcoins, the ERC20 tokens as well. We've talked about ERC20 tokens in our previous shows. And I'm sure Chad will throw in a couple of things about memory lane for the listeners. But down below, here we go. Chad.
Down below, 1. Here we go. Uport. So this is a brainchild of Consensus, or it's the leading developer in Ethereum. And this is an app that actually can identify the user. It's also going to be used as the next passport. It's just a self-identifying thing. It's Uport is what it's called. It's going to help you get through customs quicker, through TSA quicker. We also have DNN, quite like CNN, except less paid for by
Can you just give us what the show would be like if you got a quick throwback from DNN? Go, Chad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DNN. On the news, we have Bitcoin being the shit on the
out of Jamie Dimon
of the United States, because they could swear on that particular program because no one's going to tell them.
All right, so the next one's called Leroy.
Leroy!
So this,
Jenkins.
No, I was going to say Leroy, also nicknamed as Gibbs. But
Gibbs. That's true. Right.
And then
for anybody playing it up.
Yep, that's exactly right. And look, so Leroy is like a Twitter feed without advertising.
Without the advertising. It's very cool. And the thing is when you have something that's peer-to-peer that you can talk to people and chat and actually talk about stuff like this, you don't want bullshit in your face, especially because you just want to talk to someone and have a chat and have a massive conversation. If you disagree with my views, I want you to talk to me, and I don't want to have to buy like a baby bag in between, or like the G-strings that they keep putting on my feed for some friggin' reason. I have no idea. Anyway, so there's also the last one is Elanth. Ithlance. It's kind of like a knight from the medieval time with a lisp. Il flance.
It's Sarah's brother in Arrow.
Ethlands? Ethlands.
Ethlands.
Ethlands. What's it do? It is disrupting huge economies. It's an online job board for freelancers. So that means like...
So it's a bit like Upwork or Airtasker.
Airtasker, Upwork, Fiverr. If you have Ethereum and you need a job done, you need it done right, and you want it done for Ethereum, this is the one you go on. Ethlice. Sorry. Ethlice. No? Flance. ETHLANCE. We're going to put those links in the comments and in the description because I can't say things without a lisp.
Okay, so look, what are we up to?
We are up to the last one.
Oh, good. Phew. I thought we were getting there.
Crapping on for the whole time.
All right, here we go.
Resource of or article of the week this week, Brett.
Okay, so this is a What is Blockchain video. Really good tech.
Super good tech.
This one was put up by Lucas Monstaso, and he's done one on blockchaining in plain English. Now it's 6 minutes and 26 seconds, always faster in 1.25.
1.5.
He talks about DLTs. That's not...
Sounds like a disease.
Just knew you were going. Distributed ledger technologies, and how they work or how they emerged in Bitcoin's wake. Talks about the double spend problem and how that was addressed by Satoshi, and then where its place blockchain is in the grand scheme of things. Not a bad little video. Good to have a look at and then share with others.
And the reason why we're putting on this is it's kind of harkens back to, remember the old days, Brett, when we used to have sketches on this particular podcast? I remember those days. It was great. So we explained blockchain back then, but if you have friends and family that are just getting onto the crypto space and getting into it, this is one of the coolest videos, and actually it's done really well.
And hey, always free to send them back to our early videos.
Absolutely.
Our early podcasts. And look, but if you have any FAQs that you want in the next year, let us know as well.
Thank you for joining us for our 1 year anniversary. We are going to do some awesome things this next year. Thank you for being on the ride with us. Thank you for talking to us. Brett, we now have Patreon, and we have a show that's going to be coming. We're going to record it straight after this podcast, as you'll see the energy. Brett, what's that show going to be about today?
So today we're looking at Pillar.
Yes.
And we're looking at the magic of Pillar and where Pillar's going. So looking forward to that.
And as my dad used to say, when Pillar's going to pop off. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget we have a Patreon. You can go to www.patreon.com/WTF or search CryptoSpace in Patreon. You can find us. Please support us over there. $2 is all you need to do to get access to the after show. Thank you so much for listening. Like us on all the platforms and comment and the stuff. We read everything and we talk to you. Brett, we have a Twitter.
WTF CryptoSpace.
Brett, we have a Facebook group.
CryptoSpace.
Also, if you want to get that Patreon link, you can go over to our website, which is www.wtfcryptospace.com. WTFcryptospace.com. All the links are over there. All the show notes are over there as well. Guys, if you're on a podcasting app, if you're on Apple Podcasts or you're on Stitcher, just click subscribe to this podcast feed and you'll get it. Us in your ears every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, like we have done for 52 weeks last year, and how we're going to do it for 52 more weeks next year. Thank you for listening from the bottom of our hearts. But until next time, I'm Chad.
And I'm Brett.
Let's get excited about the crypto space.
The transition has begun.
Do, 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 do.